major impact that you have had individually and your friends back home as grassroots, just people who care about Texas. Don't even put a label on it, a party label or any other label, except you care about the future of your family, you care about the future of Texas, you want us to abide by the Constitution, you want to keep government small, you want to keep taxes low, and you want to keep us out of your life. You stand for liberty, you stand for freedom. And the impact that you have made, when I was first elected to the Senate in 2007, there were two voices in this building. There were the Democrats and the Republicans. Today, there's a third voice, and that's the voice of the people that everyone hears. They can agree or disagree, but they know you are there. They know you're watching. They know you're listening, and that makes an impact on the legislation that either isn't passed or is passed. And because of the movement, if you think about this, the people's movement all across this country, technology has also come along very often in history as people head in a particular direction to turn this country around. And the technology is, in 2007, again, we're just talking about my first session 9 years ago, we didn't have Facebook, we didn't have Twitter. Yes, we had some social media, but today, like-minded folks for their cause around the state can communicate with each other so easily. They can go online and watch everything we do. You watch the hearings, you know about the amendments, you know about the bills, you hold people accountable. And I've always believed the more knowledgeable the people are, the better government they have. The more you hold us accountable, the better elected officials you have. So government is better today. Government in the state of Texas, and I can't speak for the other 49 states, and we sure know it's not working in Washington very well. But here in Texas, it's working well. We still have a lot to do. But whatever advances we have made for liberty and freedom and smaller government and lower taxes, it's because of all of you. And your friends and family, again, who couldn't be here today, all over the state, who join with you to be involved in the process that impacts their lives. The first thing you have done, quite frankly, is you've changed the look of the Republican Party. You've made it the most conservative party in the history of the country. When I was elected, a lot of people said, you know, how did that guy win? I was kind of the first grassroots person to ever win a Senate seat that didn't come from the establishment. Everyone said, Dan who? He can't win. And we won. And then we formed the Tea Party caucus. I was happy to be a founder of that caucus, and I wanted to make government more transparent. I wanted all the people to understand how the process works, so it's transparent to the people, so that people can't be fooled. It's really important. And that Tea Party caucus and Tea Parties and grassroots, under different names but with the same beliefs, came together, and you elected senator after senator after senator after senator and House member after House member after House member who were more conservative than the people they replaced. And you elected Ted Cruz to the United States Senate. And what's he doing now? Running for president. That is the power of the people. And now you have Ken Paxton, myself, and the other statewide elected officials that you elected. I would not be your lieutenant governor today if it weren't for you all across the state. And we don't forget that. You asked us to do several things when we came to session after a 1.5 year long campaign around the state of listening. And I was kind of already there, but you reaffirmed it in some areas that I shared with you. You supported me on. But you want lower property taxes. You want lower business taxes. You want smaller government. You wanted freedom. You wanted open carry. You wanted a lot of things. So in the Senate, normally the lieutenant governor has 20 bills, 1 to 20. They're out of 5,000 bills. They're kind of the priority bills. In normal sessions at this time, about 100 days in, the Senate has passed maybe 3 or 4 of those out of the 20. We have passed 14 of those priorities already. Senate Bill 1, very quickly, I have to get back on the floor. Senate Bill 1 doubles the homestead exemption. It's the first step for property tax relief, and it indexes it to grow for the future. Senate Bill 3 is school choice, which we're working on now and is passed out of committee. Senate Bill 4 is our border committee. And let me tell you, our border bill, let me tell you something about the border. Border security is one of the most important things we will address this session, and the Texas Senate budget has nearly tripled the amount of money we will spend on border security than any other session. Yeah. And that bill passed out of the Senate last week 30-1. And border security will continue to be our priority, because any country that does not protect its borders is a country that's probably not going to be a country very long. Senate Bill 5. Senate Bill 5 is going to put $3 billion more into transportation without raising fees or taxes one penny, because you know what? The grassroots also knows we have to have our infrastructure in place. We have to have our roads, and we're doing that for the first time. You said you want to end the diversion of the gas tax. That's going to happen for the first time in history. Senate Bill 6 is a very important bill that will change the way of education in the future. It will grade every school A through F, so you have the transparency of knowing how your school is performing. Senate Bill 7, excuse me, 1 second. Okay, it's hard to talk over you. Senate Bill 7 will cut the business tax by 15% for all businesses at $4 million or more, and the Senate, for the first time in history, said on the record, we will repeal the franchise tax in Texas. Senate Bill 8 repeals it now for 52% of all the businesses in Texas, the true small businesses, $4 million or less, that make up half of the businesses. They will no longer have to pay the business tax. Senate Bill 9, a bill I filed as a senator time after time and couldn't file, that you stood behind, will cap spending from this building at population and inflation. That passed out of the Senate last week. Senate Bill 10 will remove the public integrity unit from Travis County, and that bill passed. Senate Bill 11, open carry for CHL holders. For the first time in history, a bill dealing with open carry has passed out of either chambers. And I can go down the rest of the list, but 14 out of the 20 priorities, the things that we said we would do, not just part of the campaign, because it's what we believe. It's time that more people who run for office tell you what they're going to do and do what they say. Or fall on their sword and die on their shield trying to get it done. This country is dependent on Texas. The world depends on a strong America. And America depends on a strong Texas. The other 49 states are envious of us. We are the leaders. We're the 12th largest economy in the world. We're the most conservative government in the history of the world. And I can tell you as Lieutenant Governor, I'm blessed to be your Lieutenant Governor. Your senators are doing a fabulous job. All those bills I talked about came about because of their hard work. And we're going to get the job done. We're not backing down. We said we're going to do what we meant we were going to do, and we're getting it done. And we need your constant support, your constant vigilance, sometimes a little patience, to get where we need to get, but we're going to get the job done, because if we don't do it in Texas, as my friend Donna Campbell likes to say, there's not another Texas to move to. So thank you all. God bless you all. Let me get back to work. And from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate you all so much, because I was well known in Houston, but I was not known around the rest of the state. And many of you here today gave me the opportunity to stand and work for you, and you trusted me with your vote, and I'm not going to let you down, and neither are those 8 new senators that you sent to the legislature this session, and those senators who return. Thank you all, and God bless. Thank you all.